Your body has a remarkable control system working behind the scenes, managing your heartbeat, digestion, and more. This is the autonomic nervous system, operating automatically to keep you alive and well. It has two branches: the sympathetic system, your body's accelerator, and the parasympathetic, your brake. The sympathetic system prepares you for action. The parasympathetic helps you rest and recover. Health depends on balancing these forces so your body can respond, then return to calm. So, what happens when this carefully balanced system goes wrong? Problems often begin when the sympathetic nerves become overactive. This is like having your foot stuck on the accelerator pedal. Instead of activating only during genuine emergencies, the fight or flight response stays switched on. This can be caused by many things in our modern lives. Chronic stress from work, financial worries, or relationship troubles can be a major trigger. Your body starts to perceive these ongoing psychological stresses as constant threats, keeping the sympathetic system in a state of high alert day after day, without a chance to fully stand down. This constant state of high alert is not what the system was designed for. It diverts the body's resources away from long-term maintenance and towards immediate survival. One of the first things an overactive sympathetic system does is tighten your blood vessels. This is called vasoconstriction. In a real emergency, this is useful. It redirects blood flow to your major muscles, heart and brain, preparing you to fight or flee. It also reduces bleeding from potential injuries. But when this happens continuously, it becomes a serious problem for your overall health, because it restricts the vital flow of blood to all parts of your body. When blood vessels are constantly squeezed, it becomes much harder for blood to travel around your body. Think of it like trying to water your garden with a pinched hosepipe. The flow becomes weak and inefficient. This means less blood reaches the smaller, more distant parts of your body, like the tissues in your muscles, skin, and even your internal organs. Over time, this chronic reduction in blood flow can start to cause damage. The tissues are starved of the essential supplies they need to function properly and repair themselves, leading to a gradual decline in their health and performance. This state can be incredibly draining. Your body is constantly burning energy to maintain this high alert status. It is a bit like leaving an engine running at high revs all the time. It consumes a huge amount of fuel and causes significant wear and tear. This is why people with an overactive sympathetic nervous system often report feeling constantly tired, wired, or on edge. They never get to fully engage the rest and digest system, so their bodies never have the opportunity to properly recharge their batteries. This persistent state of readiness becomes exhausting and unsustainable in the long run. The direct consequence of poor blood flow is a mild but chronic lack of oxygen in your body's tissues. This is a condition known as mild hypoxia. Blood is responsible for carrying oxygen from your lungs to every single cell in your body. When the blood supply is reduced, so is the oxygen supply. Your cells need a steady stream of oxygen to produce energy and carry out their functions correctly. Without enough of it, they begin to struggle. They cannot work at their full capacity, and their ability to repair and regenerate is significantly hampered, making them vulnerable to damage and dysfunction. This lack of oxygen can manifest in ways that affect your daily life. For instance, you might experience persistent muscle stiffness or aches. Your muscles need plenty of oxygen to work properly and to clear out waste products like lactic acid. When their oxygen supply is low, they become tight, sore, and easily fatigued. You might feel stiff when you wake up in the morning, or your shoulders and neck might feel constantly tense. This isn't just a sign of getting older. It can be a clear signal from your body that your tissues are not getting the oxygen-rich blood they desperately need. Another common symptom is overwhelming tiredness or fatigue. This is more than just feeling a bit sleepy after a long day. It is a deep, persistent exhaustion that isn't relieved by a good night's sleep. This happens because your cells simply cannot produce enough energy. The process of converting food into usable energy relies heavily on oxygen. When oxygen is scarce, energy production plummets. Your body feels like it is running on an almost empty battery, making it a struggle to get through even normal daily activities. This can impact your work, your social life, and your overall sense of well-being. These issues are not just physical. Poor blood flow and low oxygen can also affect your brain. You might find it hard to concentrate, experience brain fog, or feel more irritable than usual. Your brain is a huge consumer of oxygen, so even a small reduction in its supply can impact cognitive function. It becomes harder to think clearly, remember things, or make decisions. All these seemingly unrelated problems, stiff muscles, deep fatigue and brain fog, can often be traced back to the same root cause, an overactive sympathetic nervous system that is choking off the body's vital supply of blood and oxygen. The situation can become even more complicated because of stress. When you feel pain, stiffness, or constant fatigue, it is natural to feel stressed about it. You might worry about your health, which in turn activates your sympathetic nervous system even more. This creates a vicious cycle. The initial nerve problem causes physical symptoms. These symptoms then cause you psychological stress. This stress further overstimulates the sympathetic nerves, which tightens the blood vessels more, worsens the oxygen shortage, and intensifies the very symptoms that cause the stress in the first place. This self-perpetuating loop can be very difficult to break. The more pain and fatigue you experience, the more anxious you become. The more anxious you are, the worse your physical symptoms get. It can feel like you are trapped, with no clear way out. Each part of the cycle feeds the next, creating a downward spiral of worsening health. Breaking this cycle requires addressing both the physical and the psychological components. It is not enough to just treat the stiff muscles. You also have to manage the stress that is keeping the whole destructive pattern going. This is a key insight into managing many chronic health conditions. The good news is that you can take steps to restore balance. Improving the health of your nervous system is fundamental to allowing your body to heal. This involves finding ways to calm the overactive sympathetic system and activate the parasympathetic rest and digest system. Techniques like deep breathing exercises, mindfulness, meditation, or gentle yoga can be incredibly effective for restoring autonomic balance. These practices send signals to your brain that you are safe, encouraging it to switch off the fight or flight response. Even simple activities like spending time in nature or listening to calming music can help shift your nervous system back towards a state of balance. By actively working to soothe your nerves, you help your blood vessels to relax and open up again. This restores healthy blood flow and ensures your tissues get the oxygen and nutrients they need to repair and function properly. As your cells get healthier, the physical symptoms of stiffness and fatigue begin to fade. This, in turn, reduces your stress levels, helping to break the cycle for good. While these lifestyle techniques are highly effective for many, in severe cases of autonomic imbalance, SNEPI injection therapy can play a crucial role. By reducing pressure in the intervertebral foramen and normalizing overactive sympathetic nerves, SNEPI therapy is highly effective for reducing sympathetic overactivity and helping restore balance. Prioritizing your nerve health is not just about feeling less stressed. It is a powerful strategy for preventing illness and promoting your body's natural ability to recover and thrive. A balanced nervous system is the foundation of a healthy body.